This week, I'm finally facing my movie hoarding issues. I'm going to be sorting through those things that can stay here on the shelves, and also those things that I don't need anymore and can finally look at clearing out. But my video and what I plan to do for it, it didn't quite go as I expected. This is what happened. Thought of how ridiculous collecting can get if it's not kept in check. This has clearly been a problem. It's a habit or an addiction that's caused piles of stuff that I don't really need or don't really want. You know, I'm not sure I can face this. So, the time has come. And I did make a soft start, and I've actually started to clear out some of my books. Obviously, that's probably a bit of a cheat because I wanted to sort out my physical media movie collection. I've been putting it off for a long time, but I promised that I'd start sorting through it. So this is where we dig in, and this is where I try to justify why I'm keeping certain things, or what may be leaving. Anyway, let's move over here and have a look. I promised myself after one of my recent videos that I was going to take a closer look at my shelves and what I was keeping here, what could stay and what could go. So first up, this section along the top, they're mainly some of my favourite films, so I'll not dip into that too much, but if we go lower down, I've got some cracking films. No Country for Old Men, which I'm keeping and will likely go back to. There's things like Drive, which is great. What I'm considering at the moment is, regardless of how good the film is, am I likely to go back to them? Is there a purpose for the Blu Ray still being here? And some of the times, yeah, there is, some of the times not. Last Boy Scout, it's still sealed, but it's a movie that I would 100% go back to. It's a great film. Something like this, Dances with Wolves. Now, it's a film I did enjoy, but the likelihood of me going back to it is pretty slim. If I did want to go back to it, would it be difficult to find? This is currently out of print. There are DVDs easily available, but I don't know. I can't see me going back to it, so I don't know if it's actually worth keeping in the collection. It's never going to be a go-to for a repeat view for me. I think that's got to go. I don't think it's worth being here. Yep, that's going. I had it all planned. I was going to do a second video for that week. One where I would show what I'm getting rid of from my shelves. But you know what? It kind of filled me with some sort of anxiety. And I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Things like Rules of Attraction. I really like that film, so that one's staying as well. There's some great ones. I mean, I'm kind of torn about The Sixth Sense. Yes, it's a good film, but again, it's not one that I massively go back to. I'm not rushing to blast through absolutely everything today. So I'm going to keep this on the shelf for now, possibly come back to it and revisit whether I keep it or not another time. Just going to move it a little bit further down. Too close. I took a look at my shelves and had a think about what could be removed for the video. And here, we've got one that I mentioned on a previous video, Last Starfighter. It's a great film. I've got massive nostalgia for it. I loved it when I was a kid, but it's just one that I never picked to go back to. And I think if I did, it might ruin the memory. I don't know if it's going to hold up at all. And I never fancy going back to watch it. I think that can go now. And then in turn, if I was removing them, giving my reasons why I'd choose to remove them from my collection. Fatal Beauty is another one that I mentioned on a video. It's one I enjoyed when I was younger. I picked it up to be in the collection. It's out of print now, but honestly, it's never getting picked. It's been sealed here for probably years. I think it's time to let this one go as well. It's on streaming. It's actually on offer on iTunes at the minute for about £4. So the options are there should I ever want to revisit it. If I did revisit it, I should imagine I'd only watch it once again, so it doesn't seem worth keeping in the collection. But then the thought of this, laying it all out there for you guys. Similar can be said for these two Kiefer Sutherland movies, Renegades and Cowboy Way. The honest thoughts and everything. Picked them both up because I thought I wanted to rewatch them. It's actually filled me with a little bit of fear I actually watched the trailer for Renegades again the other day before I made this sort of decision. And sometimes a little bit of embarrassment. It's not worth keeping in the collection. Maybe a courtesy watch one day, but it's certainly not going to be chosen over the whole host of new things that are coming out on streaming or just coming out in general anyway. I think that can leave now as well, so that's another couple there. These things on my shelves, there's sometimes weak reasons for having them or even keeping hold of them. White Men Can't Jump, I would go back to that. I'm keeping that one. Mystery Men, that's an awesome movie. Can't Hardly Wait, that's a bit of a comfort watch for me when feeling a bit down. It's always a pick-me-up. Maybe not everyone's cup of tea, but I watched this no end when I was younger, and I can't imagine getting rid of that one. Not at the minute, anyway. I do enjoy a teeny rom-com. Things that can sit here unwatched or unused, with sometimes very little interest in actually watching them. Why do I do it? On the same shelves, we've got the Hong Kong rescue releases of Hard Boiled and The Killer. Obviously, these were some kind of bootleg, and we've got the new 4Ks being released by, I think it's Shout Factory in the US, and I think Arrow are probably going to get these as well, so it just doesn't seem worth keeping the bootlegs when there's the new editions on the way that I'm likely to upgrade to. They can go now. Bowfinger, it's a great movie, it's still sealed. I could go back and watch it, not sure about getting rid of that at the moment, it can stay here for now. And then why does it feel such a difficult process to actually face these things and look at letting them go? Some people might find these cheesy as hell, Frequency and Celia. I really enjoy them, I think they're great, they're stopping here. I mean, all I want to do is remove some movies from my collection, but it's just weighing heavily on me. It is quite difficult at times justifying why I'm keeping something, but also having the pull to want to keep it on the shelf for whatever reason. Sometimes it's because they're unwatched, sometimes it just feels part of the collection and I shouldn't let it go for whatever reason. I hope I'm doing an okay job of explaining this, because it's just not a feeling that I can word very well. And really, I don't know where it's coming from. Wolf Creek 2. Wolf Creek, you know, they can both go. I'm not interested in rewatching them particularly. I'm not the greatest fan of Mick. Here's The Killer. I'm sure they'll be easily available streaming. I don't need those anymore. Late Phases and Spring. Got those on offer on a 101 film sale. They sounded quite interesting. They both came recommended. They're both still sealed and have been for months on end. I keep them with the possibility of watching, but again, the amount of new things that come out, they never get picked. I don't know if they would get picked again. They can go. Is it just removing the things from my collection that's causing this? Or is it a feeling of pressure from trying to justify my silly purchases to my audience? Things like The Mist. Big fan of Frank Darabont as a director, but the thought of that ending, I'm watching it again, just doesn't do much for me. Watching it again, that ending just puts me off. I could go. There's a bunch of Scream Factory releases. House on Haunted Hill, got 13 Ghosts with slipcover, still sealed. Got these for the Scream Factory collection because I was collecting for labels at a point and I'm not bothered really if they stop here or not. I could make the excuse, what if I want to watch them one day, what if they go out of print, what if, but they just soak up space on my shelves. They're not being used, clearly. They can go. Am I just a crazy collector? Is it shame or is it a little bit of regret? Bunch of stuff here. There's The Thing remake, Jennifer's Body, The Witch, Van Helsing. Possibly watch it with the kids. Cooties could probably do with going, but a couple of people mentioned that since I had featured it in my last video and said what a good romp it is, so I might end up keeping that here for now. I'm determined to shake up my collection and to make sure that the things that I'm keeping mean something to me and are not just there for the collection. But along with that, got Stakeland, not one I'm tempted to go back and watch it. I did enjoy it. Can't see me going back. Gone. Urban Legend Final Cut, keeping it because it's part of the Urban Legend sequel. don't collect for the collection. I didn't like this, so why keep it? I have watched it again recently, and again, I wasn't a fan. Why bother? I mean, these things, they're generally all replaceable in some way or another. So why does it make me feel like this? Why is it such a difficult process? Jammed in the corner down here, we've got what's remaining of my Scream Factory movies. There's some greats in here. Really enjoy Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. I think that's a great movie. But I've got films like Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2. Now, I really enjoy the first one, Jeepers Creepers. Jeepers Creepers 2, I'm not bothered about, but it is a sequel, so I had to have it. And just looking up the value of these on eBay, and they're fetching quite a lot because they've still got the select covers and they're out of print. Jeepers Creepers is actually quite cheap to pick up from, I think it was 101 Films, and I'm really not bothered about going back for Jeepers Creepers 2. And I think they both can go. It's got some great extras on it. Not that I ever go back to watch the extras on these, but for now, they can go. I really have got to work through this lot and take down my numbers. It just might take me a little bit of time. I want to film the process. I want to lay some of it out there. Trick or Treat, I've got the 4K edition from Arrow. Child's Play from Scream Factory. I've got a box set with the Chucky movies in. Again, am I going to get value from the extras? Do I need to keep it if I've got the Child's Play box set? Probably not. I think that can leave. I don't think there's a need to keep it for the extras or anything. That can go. Because I suspect that some of you might feel this way about your collection as well. But the thing is, doing this, it kind of scares the shit out of me. I want to be honest, but that honesty, it really does scare me a little bit. Dead Silence and Death Sentence both picked up cheap and both unwatched. But I've never picked them out to watch them. They can go. Night of the Creeps. I don't know, man. That might go one day, but I'm not sure at the moment. I myself, I've shown things in my videos in the past and actually admitted that they've been silly purchases. I've called myself out for having things that I should never have bought. Enemy Mine. I'm not going to go back to that. I know I won't. I liked it when I was a kid, but I never fancy rewatching it. Never, ever, ever. Gone. Parents, the Vestron collection. I've never seen this movie. I picked it up because I thought it might be quite interesting, but clearly it wasn't interesting enough for me to pick it off of the shelf to try and watch. I don't know. That can go in a sort of maybe pile. But usually, they just go back on the shelf, ready to be sorted properly another day. That day, it just never seems to come. Odd Thomas, I really, really like this. I think it's director Stephen Sommers' last decent movie. And yeah, miss Anthony Yelchin. Wish we had more of this franchise. Never mind. I never seem to actually give it the time to go back and seriously look at a bigger shake-up. My collection and my collecting habit, it has been slightly ridiculous. Land of the Dead. I don't know why I picked it up. I think it was a 2-disc special edition with some number of extras. I don't think I ever really liked it. Why do I do these things? Why do we do these things? It gets silly. There have been silly purchases, things picked up that shouldn't have been, and I'm sure we've all done it to some extent. I think I picked that up for one of the extras, never bothered about the film, but it had the Scream Queens Horror Heroines Exposed documentary. Never watched it. First Power, starring Lou Diamond Phillips. I don't know, man. And I kind of want to use this to show that we're not all alone in our silly ways of collecting. There's a couple more back here that I'm unsure about. There's no rush to get them all done today. We're already building up quite a pile. There's other sections that I want to get to. I just want to dip into another couple of sections through in the other room, so I'm going to bring some of those movies through here and see what can get sorted from those. Anyway, hopefully I can get this clear through at least semi-done and show you some of the journey. Before I move on to that other section though, I just noticed another one just tucked away, hidden away. Mother's Day, sealed, unwatched, been here years, gone. I want to try and start this today. I just need to convince myself that I need to get on with it for this video. Who knows? Maybe I've intercut some of my sorting through this video as I've been rambling on. Now, one thing I'm massively guilty of is collecting for directors, and I've got whole collections of certain directors through there, and I can tell you now, not all of them I will go back to, and not all of them I need in the collection. So I'm going to go and grab one particular director, and we're going to have a look through those right now. Yep, John Carpenter. So these were all chronological before I dug them out, and now they're in a bit of a mess, but I got all the John Carpenter movies. And things like this one, Someone's Watching Me. Made for TV movie that I did very early in his career. It was interesting to watch. I really enjoyed watching it, but it's not one I'm ever going to revisit. It was one I kept in the collection just because it's John Carpenter and just because it's part of his collection. I don't want to collect like that anymore. The things that I keep, I want to use again. This, I don't want to watch it again. It can go. Memoirs of an Invisible Man. I don't think I'm even bothered about going back to that one, actually, to be fair. Body Bags. I didn't think it was very good. Sorry, I can go. The thing that you might be getting from this is, yeah, I've just been keeping things for the sake of it. Things like Dark Star as well. You can see it's sealed. It's been sealed for years, and it was part of the collection. I had to keep it. It's part of the collection. Assault on Precinct 13. Still sealed, kind of like it. Going to keep hold of it for now. Halloween Steelbook. That can stay for now. Elvis. Gone. I'm not bothered about Elvis. Big Trouble in Little China. That's got to stay. Absolute classic. Starman. Picked it up cheap. Formed part of the collection. I'm not going to go back to it. The Thing, Scream Factory Edition. That. The Thing, Arrow Edition. Double dipping. Something that I've been guilty of. This sat with my favourite movies collection over here. This sat with the John Carpenter collection because it was part of the collection. The film needed to be represented there and also needed to be represented on my favourite shelf. It didn't. It was silly. Christine, classic. Escape from New York. I'm going to put that here for a minute. We'll come back to that. The Fog, same with that. Village of the Damned. No. In the Mouth of Madness. That could be replaced further down the line by either a Scream Factory edition or the upcoming 4K. I don't think I need to keep this. I think if I do revisit it, I'd be tempted to get a newer version. So for now, that can go. We'll see if I update it to watch again. I don't know at the moment. Coming on to The Fog, you can probably see here. I got the 4K edition box set. This one's still sealed. This one's a Scream Factory edition. I couldn't tell you why I kept both. It was silly. Maybe it was the extras, but I'm past it. I'm over it. That can go. Duplicates. Similar with Escape from New York. Got the Studio Canal version and the Scream Factory version. Scream Factory can go. They Live. Scream Factory. Studio Canal. And I can tell you now, I've got another one just like that. Prince of Darkness. Are you spotting a theme here? Absolutely insane. Ghosts of Mars I won't mind another look at. Vampires I won't mind a look at. Black Moon Rising, which was written by John Carpenter. So of course it had to form part of the John Carpenter collection. I've just realised as well. It's got the security tag in it. That can go anyway. Eyes of Laura Mars I'm going to keep hold of. The Ward just wasn't very good. 2 of his short films from the Masters of Horror series. They've never been watched. They don't need to be here. Escape from LA? LA? Wasn't very good, was it? Can go. So my John Carpenter collection, whittled down, and this is how ridiculous it got. That's really bad. There's a lot of plastic there as well. So yeah, not even gone through the full collection. Quite a bit that can go. There's a lot more to sort through. Honestly, I'm not ready to face anymore just yet. The John Carpenter collection, that's kind of done me in a way. Just the thought of how ridiculous collecting can get if it's not kept in check. Sure, it was nice to think I've got a complete collection, but complete collection for what? It's not used, sat in the collection. It's probably cost me a lot of money to do this. Honestly, I'm not sure what else to say about it. This has clearly been a problem. Probably not seen like it at the time. It's a habit or an addiction that's caused piles of stuff that I don't really need or don't really want. You know, they served the purpose at the time. At the time I was into collecting, at the time I wanted all of it. Now, I'm just not seeing the point as much.